PR Connections Radio presents. This episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And this is your host, Jesse Oakley III. The purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is for yours truly to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community, whether they're speakers, authors, writers, entertainers, athletes, anyone that's making a big community difference. You'll hear from them first, right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. In today's episode, we got a great episode for you. Oh my goodness. I am very excited. I'm very pumped because I get to interview such an amazing dynamo. And when I say dynamo, I really mean dynamo. This person, I understand, has made some record-breaking when it comes to swimming, and she is truly a motivator. And I checked out her website, and I got to tell you, all you happy people are in for a real 200% treat. Forget the 100%. You're in for a 200% treat. And it gives me a great pleasure to actually introduce none other than a competitive performance expert and amazing lady in herself, Deborah Gardner. Hey, Deborah, how's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for having me. And I just love the music up front of the show. That was worth sitting through.
Oh, most definitely. Thank PR Connections for that. And I tell you what, we are excited to have you here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And with that being said, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. Without further delay, let's chat.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now, you swam the Catalina Channel at 66 and made history. What mindset has helped you stay unsinkable for over 13 hours in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? And when the body gets tired and the mind wants to quit, what is the exact conversation you have with yourself to keep going?
Oh, great question, Jesse, because I had plenty of time to think about it. It was actually 13 hours, 5 minutes, and 12 seconds, and I remember every bit of it. It was such a long night, and one of the most grueling swims I have ever done, and from what I understand, it's even more grueling than the English Channel, which is another popular channel that I have to eventually do. So thank you so much for asking, because I trained physically. I didn't train mentally.
Oh.
That was the hard part, because I had to make some decisions out in the middle of the Pacific that only I could answer, because when you're out there, you don't get to touch anything or anybody. And you have nothing with you except a cap, goggles, and a swimsuit, not even a wetsuit. And in 66-degree frigid water that is dark the entire time, it can be pretty fearful. So your mind starts wandering. Your mind starts playing games with you. But I had to make a decision. Either I'm going to sink or I'm going to swim. And if I sink, then I'm going to be pulled out in the middle of the ocean, and it's over with. I won't get that opportunity or chance again, because it's a very expensive sport, I found out. So if I was going to swim, I was going to have to do something about my mindset. And that was to realize to be in charge of it. Let the mind drive the body, in other words. And so I remember my father, who was he's 90 years old now. And I remember as a kid, he would tell us these stories about being in Vietnam and how if he got caught by the enemy, he would have to train prior to as if he was in a box, because that's pretty much what they would put you in. So I remembered him telling me that right there while I'm swimming, going, okay, I'm going to pretend like I'm in a box. The ocean is my box. What am I going to do? So I started playing games in order to take charge. Like, for example, that night it turned out to be a full supermoon. So the moon was above my head, and the waves and the swells were about 4 feet high the entire night because of that moon. So I had to turn my head more than I ever do for breathing, just to get my head out of the water and not have the waves keep slapping both sides of my face. So I would play this game. I would take a stroke and a breath, and I would turn it so far to where I'd look at the moon. And then I would do it on the other side. And I kept doing that over and over. And I thought, wow, I really do have the most beautiful view here that no one else in the world has. So I started appreciating it at the same time. So your mind has to take charge in situations like that.
Truly remarkable. And definitely when it comes to looking at the moon and realizing that mindset that's there and in that box, you basically have that mindset where to focus and actually keep going forward, stay in the course, find something that's going to keep you motivated, and just keep swimming instead of being pulled. So overall, that is truly fantastic to actually hear how that came to be. And my goodness, I'm just pardon the phrase from Greece. I'm getting chills and they're multiplying.
Well, it worked for me, Jesse. I know it could work for you and all your viewers too. Just play mind games.
Hey, play mind games. That's the key thing. Now, another question I have for you is, your motto is YOBO, YOBO. I believe it's you only breathe once. If people truly live like that, what will they stop tolerating and start doing immediately?
Yeah, you've heard the saying, you only live once. But in the swimming world, we are always about trying to take a breath or two. So YOBO is my motto, and it's all about stop waiting. Life is not even really a dress rehearsal. It is life. This is the show. This is your show. You've heard it be saying, people have said, pretend like you're living your own movie. And it's so true. But if you really look at it, this is not a dress rehearsal. It's really your movie. It's your show. You are on stage this one and only time in your life. Then you'll believe in YOBO, because this is our only one breath that we can take. So we have to stop waiting to take permission. We have to stop waiting to build our confidence. We have to stop waiting for perfect conditions to change. Just dive in and just say YOBO really loud.
I love it. The YOBO, it's like YOBO, just do it and just jump right into the action. And that is truly, again, happy people. Are you enjoying this podcast or what? See, this is what it's all about the YOBO, about the mind games, the mindsets. And this is, hey, I was not kidding when I said it's going to be a real amazing guest right here, bar none, par excellence. Woo, this is very, very good. Now, another question I have for you is, you have another motto, and this other motto is, get off the block and go. What is the biggest block you see holding people back in life, and how do they break through it?
Well, another great question behind that, because I've always believed in get off the block and go. And a lot of people might think it's fear. It's not fear. It's actually hesitation. Fear will always be there, but it can't be there until, you really got to stop hesitating. Because if you stop hesitating, then the fear will pass away, because you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing instead of hesitating. So, fear is not the issue. Hesitation is what will kill you. It'll take away your dreams in an instant. But that fear, you got to get past that and just say, you know what? Fear wants me to stop, and it wants me to hesitate. And I am not going to do that. I am going to just jump in. And so those that stand on the block are always going to be standing on the block. It's about people that want to dive in. That's when the magic happens. that's when things start moving for you. And you'll see how easy it really is once you dive in and start moving. It's incredible, an incredible feeling. And I've had that, before my channel swim, a week before that, there was a swimmer that did get attacked by a shark. And just of all times, all years that people have been swimming Catalina for 100 years, the one time it happens is a week before mine. And so all of a sudden I'm hesitating, going, oh, should I really do this? And so my crew was calling me going, Deborah, don't worry. They were trying to calm me down and don't, it's over with. It happened. It rarely even happens. So I started really, causing my own little Broadway show of lights, camera, and a one-woman panic show, because of it. But life throws a lot of waves at you, and it never stops. It never stops. Even when I got to the boat ramp, I ended up having a flat tire before I even got on the boat. Then I got on the boat and I received a text from my family that my parents' 13-year-old cute little Shih Tzu, Bailey, had passed away. So here I am on the boat. I can't do anything about it. So all of a sudden, things are going to be thrown at you at the most unexpected times. So it's just part of life. So you just have to get off the block and go.
And I'm glad you said that, because when you say get off the block and go, that reminds me of another story. I belong to an organization called Toastmasters International for the past 24 years. And one of the major accomplishments within Toastmasters was hosting an international convention in 2015 at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, another thing, in order for me to do that, my wife and I had to go to the year prior to, which took place in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And the executive director, Daniel Rex, mentioned about this opportunity. And I said, I need a partner. He said, yes, go ahead and do that. And I agreed to it. One day after agreeing to fly to Malaysia, tragedy happened with that Malaysian airline. And people were concerned about, are you going to still go to Malaysia? Are you still going to do that? And I told people, anything can happen at any moment, at any given time. You could be flying across the Pacific Ocean, or it could happen at your own home. You never know what's going to happen to you, because you got to realize that fear can get you there, whether it be false evidence appearing real. So when my wife and I had the choice to decide to fly, no matter what happens with Malaysian Airlines, we decided to fly 19 hours from Las Vegas over to Kuala Lumpur. Actually, we had a good time. Yeah, we had a good time in Malaysia, and then we flew back, and overall, no harm, no foul. We had a great time in Malaysia. We had a good time in Caesar's Palace, and it's all about that fear and all that happening. Right. So when you tell that story, that would harken me back to that moment with Malaysia, and that was really fantastic.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. I'm sure a lot of your viewers out there can think of something right now, and in their mind going, yep, that happened to us. But majority of the time, things turn out the way they're supposed to be, and you just have to, accept that. But the key is, like you said, fear will always be there. It's just, don't hesitate. Don't let it win. Don't let it win. Don't let it play mind games with you. It's just a matter of just go. Just go.
Exactly. Now, I have another question for you. You're not just a record-breaking athlete. You ran 3 businesses, and you also have been trusted by companies like American Express, Intel, Marriott, Best Western International, and other Fortune 500 companies worldwide. Now, what lessons from swimming through darkness, the cold, and uncertainty can translate into leading and growing successful businesses and those connections?
Yeah, the 3 businesses that I have, of course, it's my speaking business. I also have a home watch business that I call my COVID baby, because during the COVID time, everybody was in lockdown. So snowbirds in Arizona, like in Las Vegas, they couldn't get to their homes. So I developed my home watch business, which is still going strong for going on 6 years now. And so I do flush toilets, which is a very good business. And I also have a B2B online business called Plantspire, which is where meetings and event and suppliers come together. So, and on top of that, I have my Hospitality Today Live podcast. So I'm a little busy girl, but I definitely have learned a lot of leadership lessons in those businesses, but putting it all together and had time to think about it for 13 hours, 5 minutes and 12 seconds out in the middle of the ocean. The lesson that I actually learned is that leaders don't wait for perfect conditions. They just don't. Instead, they create momentum, and not only for themselves, but for their employees and for other people around them, their company or organization. So I think it's just a matter of really understanding that there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be failures, which I call belly flops. In the swimming world, we say belly flops. I've had tons of them. I've had lots of belly flops. I've gone broke. I've been rejected. I've been, turned down. I've been, lost things in my life. And so those belly flops are where the lessons are, completely where those are. And one of the lessons I've learned through this whole swimming of 21 miles, Catalina swim, is that when you have a goal, don't think about the entire goal. Like if I had to go into that swim and say, I'm going to swim 21 miles straight, nonstop in frigid sea creature type of waters with jellyfish and cargo ships around, I would have just freaked myself out. But instead, taking small steps, and while my training went on ever since I've been 7 years old, I've been swimming. So I kind of look at it as I've been training that long. Those little steps helped me get where I wanted. So I started in the pool. I went to the lakes. Then I went to the ocean. And then I went from 1 hour to 2 hours to 4 hours to 10 hours, then 20,000 yards to 30,000 yards a week. And before I knew it, I was like, wow, I can do this. So that's the key. The key is really taking small steps with your goals, and it will help create that momentum.
I tell you what, atomic habits, because those atomic moments, step by step, bit by bit, is going to make a big body, and a big body of amazement. All you have to be those steps by step, and you're there.
Right. And Jesse, it creates more opportunities too, because I never, for example, thought that I could ever get involved with like a charity. And so with my swim, I was able to connect with a really great charity, which is Southern Cross Service Dogs for veterans, for veterans that need assistance to actually prevent even suicide and other disabilities that they have. And I'm so grateful for that charity because it's real, even having that opportunity opened up other opportunities. So until you really get your, the steps going toward your goal, don't be surprised if it takes you different directions. It's very normal for that to do that, but that's where the growth is. That's allowing more growth when new opportunities come in. So I always ask, like even your viewers, what is your 21-mile swim? What does that look like? And start planning out and training along with those small steps that you want to create in order to make that 21-mile happen.
Truly phenomenal and truly fantastic. And you see, my mind is just being blown with all these great advice and everything. So this is truly fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, let's say that you're giving a presentation, you're giving a keynote, and there's someone out there that is an up-and-coming, whatever they want to do, they're up-and-coming at it. And they say, Deborah, you are an inspiration. You inspire me to expand and reach the best that I can reach and go even further than that. And I just want to be like you. I want to be in your shoes. Now, if someone were to tell you that, who is an up-and-coming at whatever they do, what advice would you give them?
That is so wonderful because it's good to hear that, Jesse, because that happens a lot. And my advice is don't chase your dreams, catch your dreams. Bottom line, if you are chasing your dreams, you're going to be chasing it forever. The key is to catch your dreams. And again, the only way to do that is you have to move. You have to put it in motion. You deserve that dream. And there's a lot of dream killers out there. And again, one of them is fear and hesitation. We can have a whole list of them. But if you stop chasing it and wishing and dreaming, that that's going to come to fruition, like as if it's going to come to you automatically, because success doesn't come to you. You have to go get it. So you have to catch it. Bottom line, go and catch your dream. And it's so much fun to see their eyes light up going, yeah, I can control this. I can make this happen for myself.
I tell you, you got to catch your dreams. And if only that up-and-coming person could hear that, that is a true snap right there. And especially if a certain coyote that lives in the desert heard about that after chasing that bird and acme and everything else, I'm sure the coyote would get there and catch that a lot sooner. Beep, beep.
Yep, totally. And you and I know a lot about coyotes.
Exactly. Now, another question I do have for you is, people want to know more about you, about Deborah Gardner. Where could they actually go to learn more about what you do and what you have done? Where could they actually go?
Oh, I would be so delighted to connect with all your viewers and tell them, of course, how wonderful you are. I'm so glad they're here watching this show, because there's nothing more important than contributing to everyone. And you are the top podcast to do that in my books. But yes, people can connect with me. And don't forget, we'll talk about you, Jesse. They can go to my website, deborahgardner.com, or they can also email me, deborah@deborahgardner.com, or any social media platform that is a favorite of theirs as well. And they can see a lot of videos on YouTube, especially about the swim. But I'm so available when it comes to Facebook, Blue Sky, or LinkedIn, Instagram. Whatever your favorite one is, I'll be there.
And let's hold it right there. Now, you say deborahgardner.com, and you say Deborah, and I'm typing this right now, Deborah Gardner on YouTube, right?
Deborah@deborahgardner.com. So my first name, then my first and last name. Yes.
I'll tell you what. Then it's Deborah. It's Deborah Gardner or Deborah G. Is that right? Or
a lot of people call me Deborah G. There's a lot of people call me DG. I mean, as long as they don't call me Debbie, because I'm not a little Debbie cupcake.
Understandable. And you see, I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. That's why I have it right here on my phone. So I just subscribe to it, and see, it only takes a few seconds to check out deborahgardner.com, and even to go to YouTube. It's that simple. It's that quick like that. Just go to deborahgardner.com, go to her Facebook page right here, and feel free to check it out. You will not be disappointed, happy people. Now, this question I have for you up next is called the shout out portion. And it gives an opportunity to give a shout out to many people as you can for making this journey possible. If you can give a shout out to all the people, as many people as you can, to make your journey possible, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Oh, wow. I've never had that kind of question before. A big shout out to somebody that actually makes a difference in my life. Gosh, there's so many of them for sure. And you know what it does, Jesse? It all comes down to my parents, my mom and my dad. They have been such an influence in my life, and I would not be able to be as successful as I am as they are. My mother, who's 87 years old, still plays pickleball, gives me a torn meniscus playing with her, had a great career in the tennis world with Billie Jean King, Martina Navratilova, and the World Team Tennis Organization. Oh, yeah. And then you've got my dad, who's 90 years old, a Vietnam vet, a great basketball collegiate, domestic and international coach. I mean, they've just been it's been hard to keep up with them. Let's put it that way. So I'd love to give a shout out to my lovely parents who I love and adore.
All right. Truly fantastic and amazing. Now, I have one more question for you. And this question will be for the people that watch this podcast and my fans, and they are called the happy people. And then every time I ask this question, they get some great words of wisdom, and it's basically a good high note, especially for this episode of the podcast. Now, if you have an opportunity to give one more solid, wise words of wisdom to my crew, my people, the happy people, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. One more piece of wisdom. Gosh, there's so many that I can do. I just think that, each and every day we are very blessed to have the opportunity to do whatever we really want to do and take control of that. But when you do, and when something happens wonderful for you, make sure you celebrate it. And the best way to celebrate it is my favorite word, and that is splash-tastic. I always say splash-tastic. But celebrate.
It's celebrate and it's splash-tastic. And speaking of splash-tastic, this has been a perfect bookend to a wonderful episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this episode, Deborah, I thank you for being a part of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Thank you very much, Deborah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Jesse. This was a lot of fun.
It certainly was. Now, this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more about PR Connections, go to prconnectionsradio.com. But wait, there's more. If you have a chance to see a plethora of podcasts that are also under the PR Connections brand, go to YouTube and type up PR Connections. That's right, PR Connections at YouTube. But wait, there's also more. If you want more positive interviews of positive people making big differences in the community, you can actually go to my YouTube channel, Sunday Morning Chat Series. Just type in Sunday Morning Chat Series, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment button, like the videos, because you'll get a chance to see me. You're a plethora of positive people making big differences in the community. I've done interviews from 2020, 2021, 2024, 2025, and right here in 2026. That's right, 5 years of interviews right there at your ready. And definitely check that out. Now, on behalf of Deborah and myself, this is Jesse Oakley III signing off on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And stay tuned for our next episode at Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until next time, you take care of yourselves and always, always, always have a great day. Bye, happy people.
The Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce brings businesses and nonprofit organizations together to create synergistic relationships that benefit the community. Join our tribe to network with community and business partners, increase sales, improve fundraising efforts, differentiate your brand, help worthy nonprofits, and more. Become a member today. Visit our website, causemarketingchamber.com, to see how we can help you grow your business or your nonprofit organization. Click on the Join Now button at causemarketingchamber.com. Help us build a world where social responsibility is the new bottom line. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.